damit ein herzliches Willkommen und hallo zu einem weiteren Let's Play Fake Order. Ich bin es ein bisschen Fix. Wir sind hier immer noch bei den Interludes und nun kümmern wir uns um einen, nämlich unseren grantigen Asvatthaman. Der ist grantig, der ist wütend und der will seine Wut herauslassen und genau deswegen sind wir hier, um sein Interlude After the Rage zu spielen. Ich frage mich, was eigentlich nach der Wut kommt, weil nach seiner Wut ist alles zerstört, also alles. Alles! Da gibt's nichts mehr. Deswegen schauen wir mal, wie es wird. Anger swells up, explode and settle. It's a lot like a bomb or a flash of light. Anger is by no means negative emotions. Everyone has just the right to get angry. Things like injustice, oppression and malice. But all that being said, do I still have the right to get angry? Wenn du, nicht wer dann? I see. Speaking as an outsider, I would say that while getting angry is every person's right. Taking out anger, you've had onto all life on a third party who had nothing to do with seems wrong to me. Exactly. My anger comes from the injustice I witnessed back when I was alive. And I can't shake the idea that it's wrong to take it out on others even if they're enemies. Is there a significant difference in combat powers between when you're angry and when you're not? Then that is certainly an issue. Good question. I guess being angry might make fighting a little easier for me. In that case, it mostly behove you to remain angry during battle. That being said, if this anger is having a negative effect on your mind, then we cannot simply ignore it. I suspect Master feels the same way. Yeah, that's true. I'm not along in agreement. Anger and rage are necessary emotions for anyone. We servants are no exception. Indeed, I'm sure that there are some heroes were only summoned here due to feats that were driven by righteous anger. However, anger also requires fuel. It costs both physical and mental energy to be angry. So it's surprisingly difficult to remain in a perpetual state of either anger or grief. Is that not the case for you? I cock my head and think about Chiron's question. He's right. It is difficult to stay perpetually angry. But for some reason, I still have plenty of anger to go around. Huh. What about the strain to put it in your mind? I don't know. You don't know? So you have no idea whether your anger puts any strain on you whatsoever? I not. This emotion is burning, all-consuming rage has never been a burden. If anything, it's only given me energy to spare. If it keeps in my mind constantly elated to the point where I don't even realize I'm tired. Very good, in that case. I think we better talk to Master. So, now, I need your advice. What should I do, huh? I feel like I'm looking at RGB personified. As in red, green and blue? Yes, I suppose I can see that. I guess I must be green, sheer and blue, and Asvatthaman red. Though it's still hard to say as whether we have complement each other or not. I see. It's not healthy for me to always be angry all the time. That makes sense. But right now, I can't do anything unless I'm angry. At least I think so. But, aren't you talking normally now, without you being angry? I can keep it in check for a little bit. But that's not the same thing as getting rid of it completely, right? Besides, he wouldn't be here asking for help if that issue could be managed by simply having him keep it in check. Exactly. So, you wouldn't rather just stay the way here? I don't think that's a good to be. It's natural to be angry all the time. Maybe you should talk to Parvati. She might have a good idea. Ugh. Sorry, Mesh, but I really not to do that. It's like how can I put this? You don't want to ask your mom for help now that you're grown up? That's certainly one apt way to put it. Keeping it in check. What about facilitated relaxation? You could try force therapy and calm your mind. Get a message to relieve the tension in your muscles. I've heard things like that can work wonders for relaxing. I got an idea what the hell force therapy is supposed to be. But okay, let's give it a shot. Alright, let's do it. I think I will come with you then. What about you, Tristan? Will you be joining us as well? Force therapy. I like the sound of that. I was just thinking I could use some good nap. No sleeping during therapy. Yes, master. Okay then, I go to get to the simulator ready. Hä? Ich habe jetzt keine Ahnung. Force therapy. They say it's kind of, well, therapeutic treatment that involves going into the woods and relax. Apparently it has caused things like phytokinetics and air quality that change of environment as such. Well, if nothing else, it ought to be good for the mind. Except, legen wir uns jetzt echt hin und schauen uns einfach den Wald an, das kann ich mir irgendwie nicht vorstellen. It doesn't seem to be working that well in the dense American jungles. Tja, hat bessere gegeben. Friggin' Sod hier! I'm sorry, I think I got one of the settings wrong. So much for taking a nap. Now that I take a closer look, I can see there are all sorts of insects who are happily buzzing about the air here. Well, I can actually see them, since I'm too scared of bugs to open my eyes, but I can still sense them. You're scared of bugs? Yes, I've always hated bugs. They just look much like fairies for my liking. Dead and vampiric horses. Soll das hier irgendwie eine kleine Anspielung auf Lostbelt 6 sein? So. Müssen wir mal screenshotten. Oh. I have you to know that some insects are actually very nutritious. They're essentially eating when it comes to wilderness survival. What? You mean some people have to eat bugs to survive? I can't imagine that. So I won't. I'm just going to pretend I never heard it. I see. Well, you certainly don't have to eat them, especially if you have access to meat, fruit and veggies. Never mind that. What do we do with this? Forget about relaxing. All this heat and humidity only crank up my anger energy. Got perfect time with Sargas, but like, I'm taking my anger out on you. Here, let us help. Alright, initiating simulating battle. So entspannend wie eh und je. Nicht so, dass ich es anders erwartet habe. So, irgendwann war ich jetzt der festen Überzeugung, dass wir das mit Asvatthaman und Solo müssen. Aber wenn das nicht der Fall ist, dann machen wir das natürlich ganz easy peasy. So. Wo haben wir's? Wo haben wir's? Zack. Nee, passt schon. So, und perfekt. Nur die QPCs nerven. Bond up. So und fertig. Okay. Und dann Da Vinci ridern wir mal ein wenig hier los. Denn Leute, wenn ich Caster sehe, denke ich nur, auch wenn Surfer definitiv besser loopt, Da Vinci Rider ist halt einfach nett, Mann. Und Surfer benutze ich schon jeden Tag für die QP Daily Quest. Besonders weil jetzt eine Woche HVAP war und ich halt einfach ungefähr 1000 Mal Prevent Tube Riding gemacht habe. Das ist wirklich so, wo ich meine ganze AP rausgehauen habe. So. Dick MP Damage. Was? So. Und dann schauen wir das mal, liebe Leute. Also ich habe das Gefühl, Asvatthaman kann man eigentlich nur entspannen, ein wenig zum Ausruhen bringen, indem man, weiß ich nicht, sein Feuer löscht, was da auf ihn brennt. Ihr müsst so ein bisschen Wasser auf ihn drauf machen. Wäre doch ganz nett. Wäre meines Erachtens eine gute Idee, was man machen könnte, aber ich weiß nicht, ob das so eine gute Idee ist, mit einem Eimer mit Wasser auf, auf ihn drauf zu schmeißen. Okay. So, kleines süßes Monster. Was machen wir denn mit dir? More Damage machen wir. Svelte oder was du auch immer für ein Viech bist. Da Vinci Rider lobt dich ins nächste Jahrtausend. Ja, easy würde ich mal sagen. So, und damit hier schön geloopt. Oh, sehe ich da 5 Pages. Leute, Mann, das sollten so Standard-Drops sein für Kämpfe. Dann wird es mit dem Farmen alles ein bisschen leichter. Das. Damn it, I thought that might help. Get my anger under control. But thanks to that damn hard days things were, I'm more pissed than before. I'm sorry to hear that. In that case, I think it's time to try some real force therapy. I would appreciate that. I don't think I can stand much more of the heat either. Right. Okay, I'll make sure to set the next environment to a proper forest that can use for therapy. Messi, wo tust du uns jetzt bitte hinbringen? In irgendeinen dichten Urwald, in einen verfluchten Dschungel? Wahrscheinlich werden wir es von Tiger Warrior angegriffen. Mich würde es nicht wundern. So, okay. Gut. Irgendwie habe ich das Gefühl, da kann nichts Gescheites rausbekommen. Aber egal, liebe Leute. Schauen wir mal. That's it. This is just what I had in mind. Yeah, the really is peaceful here. Forests are green and of course I'm synonymous with green. Wisst ihr, was mir auffällt? Der optimale Raum für Ash wäre doch eigentlich dieser Raum, wo er mit Kana trainiert hat. So dieses ewige Weiße da. Really? Cause when I think about green, I think of Robin Hood. Jetzt ist er gekränkt. No, it's me. He really doesn't want to let this go. Alright. Since there doesn't seem to be any demonic beast nearby, let's try some deep breathing exercise to complete the force therapy. Got it. Okay, Ren, line up, please. Now, let's take some deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, then appeal olive breath at once, spilling up the power throughout the entire body. And stick out your fist. Ha! Huh. How's that supposed to help us relax? I'm sorry, old habits. Alright, let's try mediation next. You ready? Hell yeah! Start by sitting down and comfortable them. Close your eyes. Now look for the source of your anger. That statement takes me a little by surprise. Anger, the source of my anger. The cowardly plot unbefitting of warriors, the enemy army decided to carry it out. My pathetic self unable to stop it. My comrades falling under one after another. That was why I got so mad that I broke the rules of warfare and massacred them during the night. That's not the only reason. That statement sends me reeling. I want to jump down his throat, but I resist. Anger like that would never last the way you does. There must be something more to it. You mean he's angry at something else? Yeah, he's right. I mean, I really was angry back then. But the anger I feel now is different. It takes over my whole body, tormenting me. Where does this anger come from? What in the world is it? Then anger isn't right for you. If it were, you'd be able to understand it. This anger isn't right. Is it the anger I felt for being punished? No, it's not that. I agreed with that punishment, in fact. I remember thinking I didn't go far enough. That's right, I wasn't punished enough. I've never felt like I fully atoned for what I did. I just keep wandering around, wearing myself down until the next thing I knew, I was a rogue spirit. I remember thinking I was sure I was going to keep being punished. And yet... Arjuna. Ganesha. Lady Par? My boy Connor! That's right, Chaldea's way too good for a sinner like me. I see it now. I'm angry at myself. I'll never be able to atone for what I did in paradise like this. You're wrong. That's it. That guilt is an indescribable source of your anger. That rage you feel toward yourself is what you need to fight. Concentrate, you're a warrior, are you not? Then you should be used to fighting yourself. Yeah, I am, but I'm not at all confident I can win. After all, I've been holding on to this anger for thousands of years. No need to worry about that. Did you forget who's there beside you? Yeah, good point in that case. So, Master, I hate to ask you this, but would you mind giving me a hand fighting my own redemption? Listen, while my millennial-old anger, I will vanquish you in the name of duty. I'm here to help save humanity, to help set it right. It's natural to be angry at any and all injustice. But in your case, you're much too big for a simple archer like me to carry up myself. So it's the time for us to go separate, even if it should cost my life. Here I come! Mit sich selbst hier fertig werden, das ist das, was unser guter wütender Herr hier versucht zu machen. So. Oh, sehr cool. Also ich kann jetzt hier den Support-Server mitnehmen, der zwar MP2 wäre. Aber ich entscheide mich für meinen Server. Schön, dass es geht. Das kenne ich gar nicht so. Normalerweise hat man immer irgendeinen vorgeworfen bekommen, was ich immer sehr dumm fand. So, und wir... Meine Fat Bastard Crit. Wo hab ich? Ah, wo ist denn meine schöne... Canis-C? Wenn es mich schon ein paar Gapples gekostet hat, dann werden wir sie auch verdammt nochmal nutzen. Natürlich Best Command Code für ihn hier. Und los geht's. Also, heißt es nun Asvatthaman gegen Asvatthaman's Root. Ne, ist eine schöne Quest. Ich mag immer, wenn die Quests, die man hier spielt, immer so ein bisschen selbstreflektierend sind. Dass sie nicht einfach nur sind, okay, liebe Leute, wir machen hier unser Ding. Nein, dass sie halt immer so einen Mehrwert haben. Dass sie halt wirklich so den Charakter ein bisschen nach vorne bringen. Was habe ich hier für einen Status übrigens? Increase Defense, Recover HP at the end of each turn. Okay, gut. Das ist gut. Dann denken wir uns noch Buster Card. Wir machen jetzt erstmal den da. Und danach gehen wir dann auf Buster Crits aus. Warte, warte mal. So, erstmal Fat MP. Und dann ab der nächsten Runde Brave Chain wir. Weh, du machst dann Invincible. So, dann geht jetzt die Party los. Zack. 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 Sehr gut. Oh, 20%, das werden wir wahrscheinlich nicht hinbekommen. Komm. Sehr gut. So, jetzt kommt der fette Buster Brave Chain. Hikare! Los geht's! Wir hätten vielleicht noch einen Zug warten müssen, dann wäre sein Leben niedriger gewesen, aber trotzdem sollte schon gut Damage machen. I hope it. Und der Crit Damage. Ja, mega, Mann. Er hat zwar leider überlebt, aber wenn er jetzt nicht sein Invincible macht, stört es uns nicht. Aber es kann nur einen erst geben und das ist unser gut gelaunter Asvatthaman, der natürlich in der feurigen Rüstung ist. Man, der ist auch viel cooler aussieht, als er in der normalen Form hat. So. Der sieht aus wie so ein super Bösewicht, Mann. Ich verstehe gar nicht, wie man einen anders hinstellen kann. Hast gut gemacht, Ash. Also die neueren Interludes zu spielen macht deutlich immer mehr Spaß. Weil die hat einfach ein komplett anderes Tempo haben. Selbst die von hier Castle, die eigentlich wirklich schön war ein bisschen zu ruhig. Und hier, fette Action, fette Musik und ja, schöne Emotion. Hat mir ein bisschen dato gut gefallen. Und jetzt ist seine Flamme erlöscht, oder? Alright, we won. But I didn't do anything. I see. As a first-rate warrior, he must be able to simulate a battle where you were there giving him orders, Master. Well, is your anger gone? Das hört sich irgendwie dumm an. It's not that simple. Perhaps not, but you can tell your relationship to it has changed, no? Yeah, I can. My anger wasn't just directed at other people, it was directed at me. And just being aware of that makes a world of difference. Thanks, Master. You're welcome, but I really didn't do anything. Hausüber konnte ihm helfen. Oder denkt, dass wir ihm geholfen haben. And so his Master birthed a new legend by winning despite doing nothing. Ah, how very jealous I am. Strum. Stupid Tristan. I see, and Salz it. Well, that's okay. They don't bother me. For a poet, is not a poet unless you are also a nuisance. Er gibt also zu, dass er ein Nervenbold ist, oder? You're not even the least bit sorry, are you, Sir Tristan? I never could tell what you were thinking. How are you, Asvatthaman? You know, I'm doing alright. The time I'm spending here in peace, laughing and having fun with guys I now call my friends, that's all the atonement I need. And it's not unpleasant for me, so I'm not gonna ruin the mood. My suffering will last as long as I live, but I'll be able to enjoy the good things in life. Cause they're both perfectly valid ways for me to be who I am. Wonderful. That answer was so good I'm tempted to give you an A+ on your report card. Thanks, but there's no way I'm going back to school at this age. Then again, maybe that wouldn't be such a bad. Well, if you're ever in the mood for lessons, I'm always accepting new students. Huh? Thank you for everything. My uncertainty and my anger always remain in their proper place. And that you will continue to watch over both myself and Master, Lady Parvati. Thank goodness. It seems there was no need for me to get involved. Seeing them grow, inspire and motivate themselves, look, this is the greatest reward I could ask for. Now then, I think I better check in someone else who could use a little motivation. You can't just spend every day doing nothing but playing video games after all. Oh, Ganesha. Du wirst keinen schönen Tag heute haben. So, tell me, Master, what is it you're angry about right now? Whatever it is, I know you'll have a good reason to be angry over it, and I'll be always there to help it. After all, isn't that what a servant are for? Da sind sie. Und du bist da mittendrin. Sehr schön. Okay, liebe Leute, dann würde ich sagen, machen wir jetzt an dieser Stelle erstmal einen kleinen Cut. Beim nächsten Mal geht es dann weiter im Effekt von Order und wir werden dann noch ein bisschen weiter interluden. Dann würde ich sagen, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und schauen wir mal, wie man Nettes als nächstes Mal dann machen.